All right, here we have a little bit more difficult equation. It has to use it has the whole equation here is set up to use the distributive property, but it also is all divided by a 5. So this can get a little tricky for some students. Again, the thing that's probably scaring you the most is this big fraction sign. I'll show you how to get rid of that right up front. But what we have here is 2 times the quantity of x minus 3, all divided by 5, equals 6. And the idea is to solve for x. So everything else I have to get rid of. All right, well, let's start by kind of simplifying. We need to do our best to kind of get x by itself, or at least down to a two-step equation look. So first things first, I have to use PEMDAS. I do have parentheses here, um, but I can't do anything with x minus 3. There are no exponents, but there is multiply and divide, and there's this multiply right here. And normally what you'll see is people do this distributive property. I don't like to do this little double rainbow thing up here. I want to show you guys a different way to do that. So let me back up a little bit. What we have is 2 times the quantity of x minus 3. So 2 times the quantity of x and minus 3. I'm going to set up a little table over here, and I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to ask myself, what's 2 times x? Well, that's 2x. And what's 2 times a negative 3? It's negative 6. And together, that's going to give me 2x minus 6. So this whole top portion right here is actually equal to 2x minus 6. So I'll write that in. We have divided by 5 equals 6. Now the next thing I have to do is to get rid of our constant and then get rid of our coefficient after that. Problem is what looks like is my constant here is kind of being touched by this 5. So it's not really alone, and I can't get rid of minus 6 just by adding 6 to both sides. Again, this is what usually scares students off is this divide sign. So let's get rid of it. That's divide sign, so we're going to undo it by multiplying. And because this is being divided by 5, we're going to undo that by doing the inverse operation, multiply by 5. That's the multiplication property of equality. These 5's will cancel out, leaving me with 2x minus 6 equals 6 times 5 is 30. Now a two-step equation. You can pause the video now and see if you can figure it out from here. We'll use the addition property of equality to get rid of the constant. Add 6 to both sides. Cancels out my 6. 2x equals 30 plus 6 is 36. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And with 2x equals 36, we have to get rid of the coefficient now. Coefficient is 2. Remember that 2x is really 2 times x. And we undo multiply with divide. That's the inverse operation and the division property of equality. These 2's will cancel and leave me with x equals 18. Always, always, always check your work. So let's go back to my original equation. 2 times x. I'm just going to get a spot ready for x. Minus 3, all divided by 5 equals 6. X is 18, hopefully. So let's go plug 18 in there. And now let's just simplify using PEMDAS. 18 minus 3 is 15. Divided by 5 equals 6. 2 times 15 is 30. Divided by 5 equals 6. And 30 divided by 5 is 6. And we know this is true. So this proves that my work was done correctly and that x equals 18.